Writing under the pseudonym Yizhar Smilansky's historical novel Khirbet Khizeh, 1949, explores events from the Israeli War of Independence, focusing on the expulsion of Arab village inhabitants. The narrative commences with an unnamed narrator recalling the events, emphasizing the distant past. As a soldier, the narrator, part of a unit, arrives at Khirbet Khizeh and faces uncertainty about how to recount the tale. The soldiers, adept at waiting, rest while awaiting orders after deploying equipment. The narrator delves into the corrosive nature of waiting in the military context, highlighting its demoralizing effects, particularly in their current duty of surveilling abandoned Arab villages conquered by Israelis. The unit, led by Officer Moishi and comprising only 5 or 6 soldiers, engages in casual discussions about women, family, and trivial matters while waiting. Despite the boyish and innocent demeanor of these well-fed, recently showered, and healthy young men, they understand that Khirbet Khizeh is mostly deserted, its able-bodied residents having crossed the newly established border. Discovering an orange tree, the soldiers indulge in eating oranges, adding a touch of normalcy to their surroundings. However, when orders finally arrive, the soldiers' demeanor shifts to a more callous and unfeeling state, although not overtly cruel. The directive is clear: evacuate and destroy the village, to discourage the residents from returning once the army withdraws. The soldiers are tasked with burning flammable structures and using explosives to demolish stone buildings. Additionally, they must transport the remaining population, mainly the elderly and invalids, across the new border into their newly recognized country. The soldiers, once characterized by innocence, transform into agents of a pragmatic and straightforward energy as they carry out their orders. All inhabitants are forcefully evicted from their homes, their belongings unceremoniously dumped in the village center. While some residents voice complaints or protest, resigned to their fate, they largely comply passively with the orders. The narrator reflects on the village's impending transformation into a collection of abandoned resources, water no longer pumped, fields left uncultivated. In a moment of hesitation, he questions the act as desecration, briefly refusing to obey orders. Moishi reassures him, envisioning new Jewish immigrants revitalizing the land and rebuilding houses, preventing the village from remaining abandoned. The narrator, grappling internally, insists the village isn't theirs to claim. He contemplates the irony of Jewish soldiers, often subjected to exile, now imposing a similar fate on another group. Fellow soldiers offer justifications, arguing they are merely transporting people to their country, doing them a favor. Some cite wartime actions by Arabs against Jews. However, the narrator, burdened by guilt over forcing exile on these vulnerable people, rejects these arguments. The villagers, lined up, have their possessions forcibly taken, even the blankets, providing warmth. Marched through a puddle towards waiting trucks, they endure a final act of callous disregard, getting dirty and wet. Explosives wire the stone buildings, and other structures are set ablaze as the trucks depart, carrying the remnants to the nearby border. The narrator condemns himself for hesitating to obey orders, realizing he possesses no moral superiority over his comrades. He chastises himself as complicit in the destruction, deeming it senseless. Ultimately, the village succumbs to columns of smoke and the remnants of a shattered community. Weary and bored, the soldiers discuss dinner plans, and the narrator foresees them returning home to revert to innocence, becoming unaffected boys once again. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.